Okay, hi everyone, it's me again and welcome back to my video. Today we'll talk about think before you spend money. Okay, let's start. It's the end of the month and you open your mail and find your credit card bill. You're shocked to find out that you spent this much. Well, if you have a habit of spending a lot of money and want to be able to get rid of the habit or save more, ask yourself the following questions. You might be able to save more than you think. The question 1. Do you need it? He who buys what he doesn't need steals from himself. The next time you decide to buy anything from a magazine to a new phone, ask yourself, do I really need this? In order to control your money, it's extremely important that you be able to correctly identify the need and desire. Like, need is something you must have and you cannot live without it, such as food is needed. A desire is something which is good to have, but it's not very necessary. Michael of Making Sense of Sense says you do not need everything, while PowerPoint on the balance provides a 50-30-20 budget, where 50% of the budget is spent on needs, 30% on desires, and 20% on saving. Remember, I am not saying that you should only buy the things you need. You can also finally buy the things you desire. In such a case, should you ask if I really want it? Remember that you can have anything, but not all. Everyone decides what to do with their time and money, trying to make good decisions. The question 2. How many hours do you have to work to pay for this? This is one of the most important questions you should ask yourself. It really helps put things in perspective. If you have a TV set on offer, check the purchase price and split your salary by the hour. So you have objective information that from how many hours of your work make you bought this TV. Was it worth buying? Think about it this way. If you were offered a new $1,000 TV and said that you have to do 75 hours of real work to get the TV, would you do that as an extra from your usual job? Let me guess, no. You'll probably wait another year or two or go to the flea market to save more money. Which brings us to our next question. The question 3. Can you get it for less? Ever bought something from the mall and wonder if you could get the same things elsewhere for less money? If you don't, then you should start asking this question more often. Finding matching or identical items online and sometimes even overseas is often cheaper option depending on shipping costs. If you don't need a brand new item, visit online store and nearest convenience stores to find a similar item at a cheaper price. The question 4. Are you just buying it because it's on sale? I really need a different black jacket, but think before you spend. If you have something functional in your closet, you really don't not you really do not require anything else. Sales change our approach to what we save rather than what we spend. Sales are there so we can get the things we really need for a cheaper than usual price. So if you don't find the thing you were looking for, please step aside from the clearance rack and from that black jacket that you don't need. The real deal is not a real deal if the item will never be used. The fastest solution is this problem is to pay cash, credit cards or stamps, and you don't get a chance to see how much you are actually spending. The question 5, can you do without it? Ask yourself if you can do without it. Do you really need another Nike shoe even though you already have a perfect pair? Do you really need to change the carpeting of the house, or are you changing it just because you're bored with the previous color? If the answer is no, not really, then very well. But keep in mind to not compromise on health and necessities. The question says, can you reuse, borrow, or lease it? If you want something, it goes without saying that we want to buy it, but spending all the money is not the only option available. You may be able to borrow or rent the same item for a short period, saving you long-term money. You and your friends want to go on a camping trip, but none of you have a big enough tent. The first thing will come in your mind is that to buy a new one, but ask yourself if you will ever use it again. If not, then you might save tons of money by just renting a camping tent instead of buying it. There are things we like and it's fair to spend on them, but you can't afford to own everything. So ask yourself what you don't care about. Spend your money on what you love. Okay, this is the end of the video. Thank you for listening and watching. I really want you to leave the comments about my pronunciation, my voice, and my speed, so I can improve my English on a daily basis. I hope that someday in the future I can speak English like a native speaker, and I can use it on my career, my work, and my job, so I can have a higher salary. That's all. Thank you so much and see you in the next video. Goodbye.